Hey y'all, it's Crafty Hope here, and welcome to my second ICAD video. I realized that in my last video, which was my first ICAD, I didn't tell you what ICAD is. It stands for Index Card a Day, and it is a 2-month long challenge running June and July, so 61 days, and is the brainchild, as far as I know, of Tammy of Daisy Yellow. You can find her on her Daisy Yellow blog or as Gypsy999 on Instagram. She gives prompts as well as weekly themes. I tend not to use the themes so much, but just go with the prompts that she shares. Nina Fickett, a friend of mine on Instagram, has also decided to come up with her own mixed media themes for this challenge, and I'm doing a combination of the two challenges for this month, or for this for ICAD. Haha. Um, so here I glued down a piece of paper and realized I covered up my prompts, which are Snapdragon, which was the Daisy Yellow prompt, and Chevron, which was the mixed media prompt. And so the paper I glued down is some book paper that I've got some gesso, and while the gesso is wet, sprinkled on some instant coffee. So I've got that glued down to one side of my card, and I just used my Uhu glue stick to stick that down. And then I'm going to stencil on some chevrons. I have the Tim Holtz chevron design stencil, as well as another little stencil that it's maybe more of a zigzag than a chevron. But I'm starting with the Tim Holtz one and two different colors of Americana paint. I believe I have coral blush and probably saffron yellow. I'm pretty sure those are two of my favorites, so I'm pretty sure that's what those two are. And I'm using a cosmetic wedge sponge thing to just put that down. Now you see I've kind of put this down in two different spots and left a white space in the middle. I'm going to realize in a little while that I don't like that white space and fill it in. But for now, I've taken my second little stencil, which is the zigzaggy one. And y'all, that maybe, I want to say maybe it's a Deco Art stencil, but I'm not sure. I think I just picked it up at Michael's at some point, and I don't know what the brand is. But I'm using a baby wipe to wipe away some of the paint and just add a little bit more texture in that stencil. So I've got it like that, and I'm going to dry it. And then it's going to hit me here that I don't like that space. It broke everything up too much, and I'd rather just have the whole card full with this chevron stencil design. Now, the colors I picked are kind of indicative. I looked at I looked online for snapdragons. Y'all, I don't think I've ever seen a snapdragon in my life, so it wasn't a flower I'm used to. The word dragon itself did appeal to me, but I couldn't quite figure out what to do with that. So I did look up the term snapdragon, saw that there's a lot of pinks and oranges and yellows kind of with that, and that's kind of why I went with the colors that I'm going with for this card. Now that's some instant coffee that's in that little thing, and it dried up. So I reconstituted a little, and I'm just taking a paintbrush and kind of smearing that on the page, and um, it's all splattering just a little bit. And then again, I'm gonna dry. Y'all, I always dry between my layers. Not always, but I try to think about how I want that to be. Now I've got this patio paint in this like hot pink. I don't use this paint very often, but I went ahead and decided I wanted that pop of pink for the snapdragons. So I'm using my finger and just splooshing down a couple of dots. I realized how thick that was, so I'm gonna smush it off onto a piece of paper under here and decide that it took off too much. There, I lost a bunch of that hot pink, so I'm gonna take my finger and put it back on there again. I started by trying to do it with a paintbrush, but it just wasn't giving me the super hot pink that I kind of wanted. So, yeah. And then I think I'm gonna grab, I think I'm gonna dry this again. Yeah, so much drying. That's why I don't like to time myself for things, because for me, drying takes up a huge amount of time. I do go around these with my Stabilo All and then activate that with just a wet paintbrush. And in my head, these were kind of like, I don't know, I wanted that pop of color, like I said, that resembled the Snapdragon, but I also really wanted the, I don't know, I wanted these to kind of be Snapdragons. Yeah. Okay, so I've got this green pencil thing. I don't know how to describe it. It's something I found. It's like a mechanical pencil, but it's green. I found it at the Dollar Tree. And I'm basically just drawing stems, kind of connecting these so you can see that these have like that layered flower look like a Snapdragon does. At least that's what I thought I was gonna do. I tried there. I was going to add some like a leaf, but no, that didn't work for me. And then I took a pencil and just did some scribbling in there. I think I was floundering here. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with this card. It wasn't feeling very me. Um, so I've come back in with some other collage papers to layer. Basically, I'm taking just little tiny scraps here, y'all, and I think that bothered me because I put that one big piece of paper there, but I kind of lost some of that text and um that layered feeling that I like. So I'm coming back in with just my Uhu glue stick and some little pieces of paper with different text on it. Yeah, super easy. Um And I think I only put these kind of across the bottom here. I think in my head I was almost trying to cover up that green pencil there because it really didn't work for me. In the end, you still see the green, but it's I don't know, it's something that's just kind of layered in the background to give more of that flower feeling to all of this. So yeah, with my CADs, I have found that with the prompts, if I'm gonna use the prompts, I tend to do them straight away. Like put that chevron stencil and use those other colors. I don't tend to hold off very long. I don't know. I guess maybe that's not always the case, but the ones that don't work out tend to be the ones I throw it on there first to get it done. I've had some real iffy ones here. All right, that was some oh, distress oxide, and I think it was either fossilized amber or uh, the honey one. I can't think what it's called. All right, so I've taken a little bit of India ink there and just some black India ink, and I'm going to make some marks here in the background. Or maybe not just on the background, across some of my flowers, using just a really thin paintbrush. And don't y'all love how I reuse all these little plastic things? I've got like the lid that's probably off of either a yogurt or a cottage cheese container that I'm using to put my ink down on because it works. And yeah, with it being permanent, I don't think I can reconstitute that, but maybe I should try sometime to see if I can get any of that ink up. Um, yeah, so I'm just mark making here, being a little precious about it, it seems. Oh, I knew what happened. That is a crummy brush there, and it had made a certain kind of, it looked like a little Pac-Man ghost, like more of like a curved texture with the open bottom open, and I didn't like that, so I was trying to fill in and make those more solid marks. So I had this I did the Willow Dot Wanders, which is the Wendy Solganic wonky bit wonky bits course, and that's one of my wonky bits. And then I've got this sheet of phrases that I have typed up that I just printed out, and I'm going to use that. The phrases, if it were easy, everyone would be doing it. And I will share that PDF below. It's a Google Drive actually, and you can just open it up and print it out. And I think it's 2 sheets of just, it's all the same font and everything, but just some words that meant something to me. And if you like them, you're welcome to them. Now the words were a little long, and so I was trying to figure out how to get my little sentiment on there. So I cut down like one end, and I'm looking at it, and I was trying to get where it didn't have everyone would be doing it. Um, yeah. So I've got it. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it instead of everyone would be doing it. It just, yeah, I didn't want it so odd there. And I'm just going to take my glue stick and stick down both my little wonky bit and my phrase there. And it's gonna take me a few minutes, but I think that's gonna be the bulk of this video here, y'all. I've got some pictures for you at the end. If you do have any questions about ICAD or about anything I've done in here, don't hesitate to ask. This one was a wild ride, but it seems to be one of the most favorited one of my ICADs so far, which is kind of crazy, but yeah, it worked. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Keep on crafting on. Bye.